Many years ago, in the quiet countryside of America, stood a small wooden cabin, worn down by time, yet filled with love, sacrifice, and dignity. Outside that cabin, a barefoot boy sat on the ground, holding a tattered book, eyes full of curiosity and dreams. As the sun set over the quiet land, the boy would read and think, lost in a world bigger than his own. He helped his father with daily chores, chopping wood, fetching water, never complaining, always learning. At night, the family would gather around a candle, sharing food, smiles, and the hope of a better tomorrow. While others slept, young Lincoln would stay up, reading by candlelight, dreaming of changing the world. He rose with the sun and worked in the fields, hands rough, feet sore, but heart full of determination. When paper was rare, he wrote on wooden slates with chalk, each letter bringing him closer to greatness. He didn't just learn, he taught others too, sharing whatever he could, even under the shade of a tree. The school was small, with wooden benches and bare feet, but every child's heart was rich with ambition. As a young man, Lincoln started working at a small general store, nestled in a quiet village street. He greeted every customer with a smile, polite, respectful, and full of honest charm. From elders to children, everyone trusted the young store clerk who never lied, never cheated. He cleaned, arranged, and served with pride. His work was a reflection of his character. Even the store owner often said, "This boy is going to be someone great one day." One day, a woman came in to buy some essentials, salt, sugar, and flour. Lincoln counted out her change, but by mistake, he gave a few cents too much. The woman thanked him and left, unaware of the extra money in her hand. Moments later, Lincoln stared at the cash box and realized his mistake. His heart sank. Without a second thought, he grabbed the coins, his coat, and set off into the night to correct his error. The night was dark, and the path was lonely. But with a lantern in hand and honesty in his heart, Lincoln walked. Strange sounds filled the air, but Lincoln was not afraid. Truth gave him the strength to carry on. His bare feet ached, but he didn't stop. A few coins meant little, but honesty meant everything. The wind howled through the trees, but Lincoln held on, to the lantern and to his values. As the clouds parted and moonlight touched the road, it felt as if nature was guiding him. Finally, he reached the woman's home. He knocked gently, heart racing. She opened the door, surprised to see the young store boy at her doorstep so late. "I gave you too much change today," he said softly. "These coins belong to you." Tears welled up in her eyes. No one had ever done something like this before. In the silence of that night, a memory was made. one that would travel through history. By morning, the whole town had heard the story of a boy who walked miles just to return a few coins. Children listened with wide eyes, repeating his name, Honest Abe. Wherever he walked, people looked at him with new respect, not for his money, but for his morals. An elder said, "This boy will one day lead men, not just sell to them." Soon, a sign above the store appeared, "Honest Abe works here." A title earned by action, not words. Years passed. Lincoln grew into a young man, studying law by the light of a flickering lamp. He spoke for justice, fairness, and equality, and the people listened. He walked among workers and farmers, treating them all with dignity and kindness. Then came the day his name was printed on a ballot, a candidate known not for power, but for truth. He became the President of the United States, Honest Abe, the boy who once returned a few cents. From the White House desk, he made decisions with the same care he once counted coins. He stood for the voiceless, for the enslaved, for every human's right to be free. With a steady hand, he signed the Emancipation Proclamation, a letter that shook history. The people cheered, not for a ruler, but for a man who served with truth and love. And in quiet moments, he still prayed, not for power, but for wisdom to do what's right. Honest hearts lead strong lives. And true character never fades, not even in history. Today, teachers tell children about the boy who walked miles in the dark to return extra coins. They look at his portrait and whisper, "He was truly honest." Statues were built not of gold, but of stone, carved by stories of honesty. A small boy places a coin by the statue, as if saying, "I want to be like him." Even newspapers remembered, the boy who walked with truth became the leader of a nation. Even the moonlight glows gently on his memorial, as if honoring his values. Books now tell his story, not just of war and power, but of small honest acts that changed a nation. From barefoot village boy to president, every step was made with honesty. In the end, only one truth remains: honesty never goes unnoticed.